Talk about something that is all too familiar. I mean, ever find yourself at a crossroad where you have to weigh two decisions, or two options rather, and just stick with one? Well, apparently this is what the federal government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is having to deal with. Some of its economic reforms, as well thought out as they appear to be, are subject, of course, to scrutiny, public scrutiny, as well as industry players gauging the impact as well as the implication of some of these reforms, especially since the president started on quite a very big note on his inauguration day, announcing the removal of fuel subsidy. Well, it appears that international players like the World Bank and the IMF are all on board when the president did so. However, this past week, international players like the World Bank, like the IMF, have expressed their displeasure over what they say is effectively the reactivation of fuel subsidy on petrol products in the country, which they say is counterproductive to what Nigeria's economy needs at this point in time. They also frown against some of those subsidies in the electricity sector, for instance, that has got a lot of Nigerians talking. Now, these advisories aside, Nigerians have also aired their views regarding the direction of the current state of affairs in the country, as the current economic climate continues to bite harder, with Nigerians, millions of them, expressing their displeasure over the soaring cost of living in the country. So the question for you today, as far as our interactive session is concerned, is who would you prefer the Nigerian government listen to? International players like the IMF and the World Bank regarding some of these economic reforms, or average Nigerians who are complaining about the impact of some of these reforms on their lives? It's like the government is caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. As a metaphor, obviously, there's no devil here, especially as far as Nigerians are concerned. So let's have your take on this one. Feel free to call in, weigh in, chime in. Let's have your thoughts on this one, about who you think the federal government should be listening to as far as a feedback on economic reform is concerned. Is it going to be the World Bank, the IMFs of the world, or should it be average Nigerians who are impacted on a daily basis by the implications and ramifications of some of these economic reforms? Call the number shown on your TV screens. Rules of engagement: a quick reminder: turn down the volume of your TV set, say your name clearly, your location, and go right ahead with articulating your thoughts on this one. I can imagine a lot of people would obviously say, listen to Nigerians because they are your citizens and things like that. But of course, the presidency, just last week, the vice president was talking about how some of these economic reforms, the tax reforms and everything will come to fruition. That we just have to swallow this red pill at this moment in time. But down the line, along the line, midterm, long term, we're going to reap the rewards of it. However, some of our experts have also opined on this, saying that, listen, with regards to the World Bank, with regards to the IMF, their interests might not necessarily always align with the interests of average Nigerians, right? They're looking at global markets and they just want Nigeria to fit into the conversation. Let's speak to our first caller then. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Daybreak Interactive.
Hello, good morning. My name is Amici Brodika. I'm calling from Sokoto State.
I'm afraid you're going to have to come again. Your name?
I say my name is Amici Awe Broderick. I'm calling from Sokoto State.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us on the conversation. Go ahead. What is your take? Who should the federal government be listening to?
Well, for me, the IMF, I know, they are agents of destruction.
Wow.
When I was in secondary school, I think I was a young boy in secondary school. I knew how they advised the federal government, the then ministry head of state, Major General Ibrahim Badamuse Babangida, to devalue our naira because of the debt, our debt profile, to help Nigeria. But I remember some economists, some Nigerians were advising the military president there not to devalue our naira. And look at what we are suffering today. because of the violation of Naira. Our Naira is the least and the worst performing currency in the world today. So I don't think it is wise for the federal government to listen to IMF, because any advice they give, they have ulterior motive of benefiting from Nigeria to put Nigeria under perpetual bondage. So me, I advise the federal government not to listen to them, rather they should listen to Nigeria and to listen to a seasoned economic expert that will help Nigeria out of our present situation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, I have to agree with you on some of these points. Quite valid point, the historical context you provided, and I must say that I really do concur with some of the points that you've had to make. Quite appreciate your contribution this morning. Thank you most kindly for joining the conversation. Very sound comment. You might also add that sometimes you get a second opinion, right? Because sometimes some of these projections, some of these analysis can be misdiagnosed, right? Some of the projections have very high margin of errors, and sometimes government has to have empathy, isn't it? And empathy sometimes cannot be found in a policy document that has to do with a global approach. But however, those social elements in running governments are always necessary, because at the end of the day, we're humans, right? And government has to have a human face. And I think that's the message, the underlying message there in that first contribution. So we look forward to hearing more of your thoughts, your views, what you make of this, whose opinion should matter the most. Is it the people at the international community who are doing all of the calculations, or average Nigerians who are feeling the pinch of these economic reforms? Let's speak to our next caller then. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, there.
Welcome to the program. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Purple. I'm coming from Rivers State. From Rivers State.
Come again, you're calling from Rivers. I didn't catch the name.
My name is Purple, P-E-P-P-L-E, Purple.
Right, okay. Welcome to the program. Please go ahead.
Okay. Please, like the question that is asked, who will the government listen to? And what I'm asking is that, what is the impact of the policy of the government to the people, to the common man of Nigeria? Now, the government removed subsidy at the first place. What is actually the change of plan at this point of subsidizing again? Is it that they felt they still did the mistake from the start? Or is it that the policies are not right before at the point they took the decision, or they were not properly advised? I don't know if you're getting my point, sir.
Yeah, I do. Go ahead. Yeah.
Because if at the point they took the decision, they were properly advised before they took the decision on that matter by removing the subsidy, at least that should give an impact of what they are taking that will affect the common man in the street to have food to eat, to survive at least. You know that is hungry in the land. Are you subsidizing for your personal and few people interest, or are you subsidizing on behalf of Nigerians? Are you subsidizing on behalf of the common man that is on the road? Before the IMF comes in, it should be us that voted him into power. That should be his or her primary concern as a Nigerian. That is what I think. That is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
On the side of the electricity tariff subsidy that they are subsidizing, that they need to buy. Have we had enough electricity that affects the common man? With the electricity level of Nigeria, that people are suffering to even get the common 8 hours, at least 8 hours in a particular community. Nigerians were very hardworking. If there is light, the barber can barb, the electrician can work, the welder on the street can work, The little woman that is selling her mineral, her cold drink, her ice block, we work. We can provide for ourselves. We make things possible. We have things impossible. That is what Nigerians are meant for. But the leaders you have made life so difficult for we, the common man. Do they still have conscience? It is question I'm asking.
Yeah.
Does our government still have conscience?
Yeah. I quite agree with you on all of the points, basically, because this is, I guess the questions are rhetorical because the questions ask themselves, and I suppose it's quite obvious out there. But thank you so much for joining the conversation, calling all the way from Rivers. Appreciate you for taking the time. Now let's get some more of those views and opinions. Join the conversation. Give us a call. The number is shown on your TV screen. I think you have two options there. Try either one. Call us. Let's have your take on this one. Economic reforms. Who should the federal government listen to when it comes to impact, when it comes to assessment, when it comes to feedback? Is it the IMF, the World Bank, or Nigerians? Nigerian solutions to Nigerian problems, should we just domesticate some of those ideas and stick to it? Or what should the federal government do? Hello, good morning, and welcome to Daybreak Interactive. State your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Okay. This is Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam, where are you calling from?
Kaduna.
Uncle Sam from Kaduna. Good morning, Uncle Sam. Yes, go ahead, please.
Sir, I saw your program this morning asking whether the federal government should listen to Nigerians or IMF. Is that the correct thing, sir?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, sir. Sir, the right thing now, sir, is for federal government to listen to Nigerians. Because Nigerians are the people who are wearing the shoe. And they know where exactly to teach them. But the government will not listen to Nigerians. You know why? They have gone to this IMF and the other world powers and borrowed money. If they don't listen to IMF, this money they cannot go to anywhere and borrow money again. And the one they borrowed, they cannot service it well. That is why they cannot listen to us. And another thing is this, sir. They cannot listen to Nigerians because they know that without Nigerians, our votes, they can still get into office. They know very, very well that without our votes, they can get into offices. That is why they cannot listen to Nigerians. Had it been they will have power, our votes have power, they will listen to us, knowing fully well that at the next election, we have the power to say yes or no to them. Right. But because they have taken the power of our votes through corruption and rigging, they can't hear us. And with the promises, we don't understand this. We don't understand it. That is the reason why they can listen to IMF, not minding our own pain, the pains we are suffering. Because if these people are listening to our pains, just my brother, just imagine, under 1 year, everything just down-packed, every subsidy, every tax harbor. Both our children that cannot go to education. Education is very, very high now. Market food is very, very high now. Security is very, very high now. Service now is high. Even putting your money back has become a crime. My brother, how can the poor breathe? But because they know that they have turned us into just to, they are turning us anyhow they like because our votes, they have taken it through rigging. And with the poor masses, we cannot understand and stand up and tell them no because their time is up.
Yeah.
So they don't listen to IMF. We are down here, we are suffering it, and there's nothing we can do. Yeah. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria indeed, and amen to that. Uncle Sam, thank you so much for calling from Kaduna. And, I understand the frustration, to be honest. But also, there's this expression that I think that perfectly captures what he's saying about those loans and those agreements that come attached with those loans. You know that saying that goes, he who pays the piper dictates the tune? I get a sense that that is what is at play here, because some of those loans come with some stringent regulations that you have to apply in order to meet those requirements, so to speak. Let's speak to our next caller then. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Daybreak Interactive. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Afolabi. I'm calling from Niger State.
Afolabi from Niger State. Good morning to you, Afolabi. Go ahead, please.
my contribution to this topic of today, I would like to put it this way. Let's use this analogy. If you are having, I'm not praying to happen. You are having a problem within your house as a family man, and somebody external will now come and give you an advice. You as a married man, he is a bachelor. He's not advising you on how to control your house. Is it possible? Because he has never experienced what you are experiencing in your room. And he's not telling you that this is what I've applied. How does that work for him? He's not experiencing what you are experiencing, and he's not trying to tell you what to do to change that situation. And if you animal for where I come, if you sell a drug to him, he will tell you, have you ever used this drug on this drug that prescribed for me? Have you ever tested it on what you are recommending for me? So to me, the IMF is not there to make decisions for us. They are just to advise. We take it good. If you don't take it, that is all.
Right. And Afolabi, thank you so much for that very short contribution. But I do appreciate you calling this morning, Afolabi from Niger State there. I mean, obviously, IMF doesn't have the political mandate to determine what Nigeria does, but it does have some economic power and leverage over some of these governments because of the financial power it usually used to, determine or give some of these advices. Sometimes they look like a suggestion, sometimes they're not so much sort of a suggestion. They're more like, a prerequisite for getting the next big paycheck, so to say, for some of these governments, especially on the African continent. And I dare say that Nigeria is one of those governments that heavily rely on some of these foreign loans to finance capital projects as well as the budget, generally speaking, and that overdependence. And I think that's what most of our callers are pointing out today, is why our government is unable to just go with the flow of what the people actually need for their everyday livelihood, because some of these proposals or some of these recommendations do not align with the wants and needs, with the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians. And also, it doesn't even align with some of the manifestos of the people in power. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Abdullahi, calling from Niger State.
Abdullahi from Niger State. Good morning. Please go ahead. Go ahead, Abdullahi.
The problem with Federal Republic of Nigeria is that they don't listen to masses. They don't care about the masses, how the masses feel. The masses voted them in. The masses voted them in. But to be sincere, I don't think they are ruling this country with the aim of bringing happiness to the masses. So if you could check it, just for 1 year, everything has scattered. Everything has scattered just for 1 year. And I believe if they want to set it right, they can set it right. I believe on this government that if they want to set it right, they can set it right. They are more intelligent than the MIF or whatever they call their names. They are more intelligent than them. Nigeria are intelligent. Nigeria have the capacity of solving any problem. I believe in that. So let them listen to themselves, not the MIF or whatever they call their name.
Right.
They should listen to themselves and solve their problem.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you so much, Abdullahi, calling in from Niger State. Appreciate your contribution this morning. Homegrown ideas for homegrown solutions, I guess. There are some intersections, even at the international stage, but at the national level, every other government is trying to do something different. There is not a one-size-fits-all type of solution to economic challenges across the world. Yeah, there are some textbook approaches to some of these issues. However, every other country is trying to address their own problem internally the best way it fits them. And I dare say that insecurity, poverty, unemployment, the housing issue that we're currently dealing with, and all of that are some of the things that Nigerians want the government to focus on domestically to help address some of these issues. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Daybreak Interactive. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, good morning, President. My name is Alban, and I'm calling from Lagos.
Did you say Albert?
Alban, A-L-B-A-N.
Alban from Lagos.
Yes, I'm calling from Lagos.
Good morning, Mr. Alban. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, sir. You see, I don't know where to start. The white man left Africa, left Nigeria in 1960. And let me tell you, the white man is still ruling Africa and Nigeria, to be precise. You see, the reason why our government officials will not listen to Nigerians, rather they decide to listen to IMF, is that Africa is a financial slavery. Nigeria is in financial slavery. Why? You know the amount of money Nigeria is owing all these international monetary organizations. So when you are wearing somebody's clothes, the man tells you, don't go to Uganda, don't go to Russia, wearing my clothes to that place. You are going to listen to the owner of that clothes. Let me tell you, in Nigeria, we have so many friends. Don't you hear what Nigerians are doing in other overseas countries? Showcasing in technology, in every other thing. Nigeria is waxing. Nigeria are waxing so high. We have that could deliver Nigeria, but our greediness, our corrupt tendencies will not allow us to do what is right. Let me tell you, a government that is in power, maybe through crook or any other way, as we have been doing it in Nigeria, even from the military regime. Nigeria has not had an election that is deemed to be fair. When we have been manipulating ourselves. The reason why, when they will tell you whether you vote for them or you didn't vote for them, they are getting to power. And when they get to power, you don't have anything to tell them. Nigerians are intelligent and Nigerians are very wise. It's not that we don't have people that can change. We don't have people that can change our economy. Corruption, greed. These two demons are being arrested in Nigeria. Nigeria will be a better place for all of us. Look at our refinery. Look at our roads. Look at everything. Shattering. Nigeria, that is one of the most oil-producing countries in the world, is importing petrol. We have refineries in Nigeria, and we cannot fix them. Only Dangote alone is building the most billion worth of refinery. And the government of Nigeria cannot fix our own. Go to the market and see what is happening. Go everywhere. What are we going to say? Nigerians are good people, but a time shall come when the dog will be removed from the cage, and the dog can act anyhow. That is my contribution. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Let us exhibit the fear of God in whatever we are doing. That is my contribution. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, and God bless you too, Mr. Alban. Appreciate you for calling in all the way from Lagos. The problems run deep. They're quite fundamental. They're quite structural. As he did say, listen, there is a lot of leverage that some of these international organizations have over governments, not just here in Nigeria, but also that leverage itself is one of the reasons why sometimes the hands of the government appears to be too tight, to even just mirror what the people are asking for with regards to some of these economic reforms that need to be addressed so that Nigeria can function better, can achieve sustainable growth and development. I think we have a minute or two to spare for another call. I think we've run out of time. But, of course, it's like preaching to the choir as far as this conversation is concerned. All the callers made some very credible contributions to the conversation. And, of course, I must say that those points do stand to reason. But, of course, as always, appreciate you for making the effort to add your voice to the conversation. For those of you who tried unsuccessfully to join us, try again next time when Daybreak Interactive returns. For now, we're going to take a quick break. The program continues in just a moment. Join us again.